Hey guys, it's that Dividend guy coming at you with another Robinhood portfolio update. Happy Thursday. Hopefully everybody's having a GGD, a great green day in the market. You know I always wish the best for my viewers and subscribers. So guys, I do apologize about the lengthy, hiatus. I got a new job. I got a promotion. I've been working a lot of overtime, so I've been super busy. Plus, just with the holidays and whatnot, it got pretty crazy. We had some family from Washington stay overall for like 2 weeks. So life got a little hectic there, but I do want to start recording on a daily basis again. So today is Thursday, January 2nd, and the first big alarming thing that I want to talk about is I did sell a stock, but I do plan on buying it back, and there's a reason for that. So I originally had 60K in the portfolio, around 60 in the last video. And the reason that's lowered is because I took out about 10 grand to pay off my car, which I had 3 grand on, and my credit cards, which had our cruise, the AC unit, and a CPAP machine for my girlfriend. That just stacked up, and I wasn't making a lot of progress on it just because the interest was so high. I had like 21% interest on the cards, so and a 10% interest on the car. So I decided, you know what, I'm not going to make 21%. And even if I do, it's going to be barely more than that. I was down on Realty income. I had 170 shares, so I sold out of it, and I paid off all my debt. So now I am debt free, and I can put some extra cash towards the portfolio. So that's what I'm excited about, guys. That's why the portfolio went down. I did have a rule that I wasn't going to pull out any money, but honestly, I was coming out behind. I was paying like almost like 550 to 600 bucks a month on that debt. And so I figured it was better to pull out a little bit of money from the portfolio, be debt free, and then accelerate the growth within the portfolio. Yeah, it's going to take me about a year and a half to 2 years to get to 60K again. But with the way the stocks have been performing, I reinvest all the dividends. I'm going to go back to that clear cut rule that I don't take any money out, and I still think it'll grow over time. I'm not worried about it. So just to get that out of the way, I did take money out. I paid off all my debt free, super excited. The mental shift has been great. It's been worth it. So I'm going to go through the portfolio like I would any other portfolio update and kind of tell you where I want to put the dividends that I'm going to be receiving. And with that Realty income sell, I lost 45 bucks a month on my dividend income. So I did lose some dividend income, but I plan on buying it back over time, and I will get that dividend income back. So for today, we're sitting at $49,024, up 273 today. That 1 week mark, we're down 405.67 with right around a 1% loss. That 1 month mark, we are down $2,400, 4.71% loss. 3 month mark, we're down 573 with a 1.16 loss. Oh, year to date doesn't work because today's the new day. That's why. See, so it flips back because we haven't had a year to date yet. It's the second day. Then for 1 year, we are up $8,900, 22% gain. And then all time, we are up $23,000 with a 91.31% gain. We have a buying power of 210.75. So that was the Realty income, the last Realty income dividend I received. Well, money that was left over from the month prior, as well as the Realty income dividend of 45 bucks and the T Row dividend of 125. So I've got 210 in there. So jumping in, of course, Realty income is on my watch list. We'll get to that later. I do plan on buying it back. So starting off in the portfolio from now on will be Altria at 320 shares, 16,000, right around $16,900 of market value. 47.27 is our average cost. 35% of the portfolio is in Altria. Today we're up 163. Total we're up a little over, right around 1770 with an 11% return. A January hitting the account on January 10th, so in about 8 days, about a week, of 326.40 will allow me to buy a share of Apple, which was the goal for the end of the year. Next up, we got Coca-Cola at 62.08, 15 shares, $931 of value. Average cost is $60.54, so still not quite low enough for me to purchase here. 1.9% of the portfolio is in Coca-Cola. Today we're down $2.78. Total, we're up nearly 23 bucks with a 2.5% return. Coca-Cola is close enough that I wouldn't mind buying it at these prices. But Apple is at 244, down kind of big today. $5 drop, 2% for today. 9 shares. I'm going to make that 10 by the end of, I think it's next week when that Altria dividend hits. Market value is $2,204. Average cost is right around $217 per share. 4.5% of the portfolio is in Apple. That will be going up dramatically this year, especially if it drops at all. Today we're down 49 bucks. Total we're up nearly 250 with a 12.7% return here on Apple. Then Abbvie is at 178.52, 95 shares, $16,900 of market value. Average cost is $95.19. About 35% of the portfolio is in Abbvie. Today we're up 80 bucks. Total we're up 7,900 with an 87% return. Guys, it's been up higher than this. It's been up about 100 bucks. I've had people ask me why I didn't pull out when that happened, because I believe in Abbvie long term. I've owned it for 4 or 5 years now. There's no reason for me to sell it. The dividend's great. The only reason that I would sell it is if the profits tanked and the stock price was going to go down significantly, or if they change the way they allocate capital. If they don't grow the dividend, or I find something that grows faster at a better price, say like Starbucks dropped 50% and the dividend would come out paying me 200 bucks instead of one or like 150, I'd switch it. But I have not found a stock that I think is as high of quality as Abbvie that pays as much as Abbvie pays me. And I also wouldn't want to pay, that seven or 800 bucks in taxes. Then Visa's at 316.24. This is another one that I want to boost this year. Just a single position at 316.24 for market value. Average cost is right around 270, so I'm up pretty big on this single stock. 0.5% of the portfolio is in Visa. I do want to boost that up this year. 19-cent return today, up nearly 50 bucks total with a near 18% here on Visa. So I know this is one of those that seems to just keep going up, and I want to purchase it, but I want to purchase it at a cost closer to my average. So Visa, I want it to be the second biggest position behind Apple. I want it to go Apple, Visa, Coca-Cola, then I want Google and Berkshire. So it'll take a little bit, but I just have to be patient and really take advantage the next time the stock drops. And then we got Trow Price at 114.35, up $1.26 today. We have 101 shares, $11,550 of market value. Average cost is right around $110 per share, so close, but no dice. I can't purchase it here. Right around 24% of the portfolio is in Trow. Today we're up 130. Total we're up nearly $475 with a 4.3% return. So guys, overall, we're doing pretty well. Most of our stocks are up. Some of them are up quite substantially. Then when we take a look at the watch list, you'll see a familiar face. Realty Income. I do want to get back to my 170 shares. It was a calculated sell, but that doesn't mean I dislike the company. I did that for tax loss harvesting. I was down about, I think it was like 12 to 1600 bucks on Realty Income, and I can buy it now at a lower price than I had it before and just pour money into it. So eventually Realty Income will be back in the portfolio. I wouldn't mind like 200 shares of the company. I just did 170 because I wanted to buy some Apple, but I do want Realty Income to be like the 6th or 7th biggest position. Then we've got Costco sitting at near 900 bucks. Guys, I want to buy this for a multitude of reasons. I love the way that they allocate capital. They're very good with how they spend their money. They don't overextend themselves. They're not highly marginalized with debt, and they do pay a growing dividend. And with extra profits, this is another thing that I like that Trow Price has done in the past, is they pay a special dividend when they have cash on hand that they can't reinvest back into the business, and that's really a good sign of a great management team. Is they admit when they don't have a intelligent thing to do with the free cash that they have on their books, and they just give it to shareholders. Some people would see that as a waste, but I think it is very encouraging for long-term shareholders, and it's a good way to give shareholders extra cash without having the company to have to pay taxes or put a store in place or a warehouse in place that's not going to do well. There's no reason to just forcefully expand a business that's growing, that has great margins, and they know what they're doing. Costco is such a great business model. Charlie Munger is the one that actually made me look into it. But I've done a lot of research on it. It's kind of like Sam's Club is kind of like that, which is part of Walmart. And I want to own Costco outright. So this is one of those it's like Apple. It doesn't pay a great dividend, but it does grow. It's an insanely profitable company, and it does grow over time. I mean, if you look at this year to date, oh, sorry, it's not going to show anything, but the 1 year mark's up 260. So it's like it's kind of like Apple where I want to buy it even though it's at a larger price. It's just it's a more expensive stock, so it will take a little bit longer to pull together $1,000 than say something like Apple for $250. Then we got Google. So guys, I have owned this in the past. I was dumb when I sold it. I had it at like 165. I sold it at like 180. Don't do that. I'm not going to be stupid this time. I want to own Google. I want it to be in the top 5. So I want it to go Apple, Visa, Coke, Google, and then Berkshire. And then Costco is probably going to be that 6th spot, and Realty is going to be that 7th spot. So overall, I'm very bullish on Google in the long term. I post videos on YouTube. I watch YouTube constantly. So there's no reason, and I use Google search as well every day. So it's one of those that, like, it's a no-dub business. And I plan on making it one of the top positions in the portfolio. It does pay a small dividend of 20 cents. We'll see if that grows. But my reasoning for buying both Apple and Google is not for the dividend. It's for the growth of the company with a little bit of the dividend on top. So I'm excited to own more Google in 2025. We'll see if the stock price comes down to where I feel like it's buyable. And if it does, I will purchase some. Then we got Berkshire at $454, $454.81. Guys, Berkshire is one of my favorite companies. I love the insurance arm. They do so well with their underwriting. They very rarely have a loss in insurance, which just means that they get to invest money on float and make some astronomical returns with that. Plus, they have businesses like the railroad that do cost a lot of capital to run, but they still do a very good job keeping it, keeping the overhead low. And then, of course, they have their portfolio of actual publicly traded companies that Buffett has been buying a lot of oil. He's got a lot of Occidental Petroleum now, and he's been selling out of a lot of Apple as well. So I'm kind of doing the opposite of him in buying more Apple. But honestly, guys, that Abbvie position was bought before he sold out. But it just goes to show that you need to make your own decisions when it comes to investing, right? Just because Warren Buffett decides he needs to sell Abbvie or needs to sell, I don't know, ExxonMobil or Chevron or whatever it is, you don't need to follow it. If you still are bullish on those companies, if you still believe in those companies, if they're still growing their cash flow overall and rewarding you with higher dividends, there's no reason to sell a quality company. I think in the meeting, he even said last year, because I've gone to like the past 3 meetings now, he even said Charlie just passed away, but he said Charlie was mad the last year when I sold Apple, and then he just sold like another 25% of his stake. So I'm like, I feel like some of the moves might be different if Charlie were still there. He might not influence Buffett that much. Buffett might still be selling, but I don't think he'd be selling at these huge amounts. Like 25% of the position is insane. So just make your own decisions. I'm interested to see the moves Berkshire Hathaway will make in the next few years. Buffett's really getting up there. So Ted and Todd are going to be the main investment people, I believe, and Ajit and Greg Abel are going to be running the company. And even though they don't have an asset allocator like Buffett, I do think over time, just with the businesses they have and how well the culture is ingrained, I don't see an issue. I think Berkshire will be growing for a while. I am interested to see how the attendance at the Berkshire meetings will go once Buffett actually passes. But overall, guys, the big move is I sold out at 10 grand of stock to pay off my debt. So now I'm debt free, and I can allocate some capital each month to the portfolio if I feel like stocks are a good deal. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to hit the subscribe button on my channel, That Dividend Guy. I plan on posting on Friday, and then of course Monday through Friday next week, and then I'll just keep on going. So the episode should be rolling out pretty consistently here on a frequent basis. I apologize for the long hiatus of 2 months, but a lot has changed in life in the past 2 months. It's great. The new year is going to be awesome because I'm getting paid more money. I'm saving more money. I'm going to be investing more money. I'm debt free. I'm helping my girlfriend pay off a car and student loans, and I'm just helping where I can. And I think overall, I'm starting 2025 in a way better spot than I started 2024. So I'm excited for the bright outlook. I hope everybody's had a great New Year, great Christmas, happy holidays. Let's hit the ground running. Let's really make this portfolio grow and see where we can end up at the end of 2025 into 2026. Thank you for watching, guys. Remember to hit subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow with another Robinhood portfolio update. Take care.